Leaning into faith and hope seems especially needed this holiday season as COVID cases and food insecurity rates increase by the day.
Yeah, joining us today to share some light and love this Christmas Eve is author of Thou Shalt Not Be a Jerk, a Christian's Guide to Engaging Politics, and he's president of Bread for the World. Reverend Eugene Cho. Reverend, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Well, Reverend, we know Bread for the World and One Day's Wages. You are the founder of. You're both advocating to end hunger and poverty. Obviously, during these times, the need has never been greater. What are you hoping for in terms of these rising demands and this increasing food security we're seeing here in this country?
Well, I think the first thing is it's really important for people to understand that we have an unprecedented hunger crisis in our cities, in our nation, and around the world. Just to maybe give you a glimpse, right now there are about 50 million Americans that are experiencing food insecurity. That includes 14 million children in our nation right now. 1 out of every 3 American families are having a hard time putting food on their tables. 40% of African American and Latino indigenous families are having a hard time putting food on the table. And it's not just here. Globally speaking, the World Food Program estimates that about 270 million people are on the brink of starvation by the end of this year. So it's an unprecedented hunger crisis.
And those are staggering numbers, and you put them into very real statistics that people can understand just the gravity of the situation. Your book takes on 2 things that most people don't really say you should discuss: politics and religion. But obviously, we're in such a politically divided time. Our country is divided against each other. What is your advice on how we move forward through all of this and have those meaningful conversations?
Well, I have a short answer and then a bit more of a pastoral answer. The short answer is don't be a jerk. That's the title of my book, Thou Shalt Not Be a Jerk. It's probably not the kindest way of saying things, but what I would say to people is, 1, we have to really ask our lawmakers, our nation's leaders, to do better. I'm not just placing it upon their shoulders, but we do have to ask our leaders to do better, to really model and exemplify what civility and respect and conversation looks like. It doesn't mean that we can't hold to our convictions, but we can do it in a way that I think models, again, respect and civility. But the last thing that I'll say is, as citizens, we can't abdicate that responsibility just to lawmakers. Every single one of us, we have to do our part. This isn't going to change overnight, but it's going to require millions and millions of micro decisions every single day that you and I, those that are watching, that we can make. When the Bible speaks about loving your neighbors, it's not just loving neighbors that look like us, think like us, feel like us, worship like us, and let me just say it, even those that vote like us. We really have to take that step every single time.
Wow. Hopefully there was a lesson for every one of us during these times. Reverend Eugene Cho, beautifully put. What an inspiration. Thank you so much for joining us today and for all you're doing to help with the multiple crises we are experiencing in this country.
Thank you. God bless you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.